Sometimes, what's most difficult in life is recognizing that the only thing between where you are and where you want to go is your choice to rise up. It's not about luck, not about timing, and not even talent. It's you, right now, choosing to believe you're worthy of pursuing more. This isn't a matter of waiting for the world to hand you the perfect opportunity. The Stoics understood this clearly. Epictetus taught that while we can't control outside events, we always control our response to them. And today, we're diving into one of the most powerful ways to respond, making the decision in this very moment to act as if you're already the best. Let's be real, we all wrestle with doubt, that quiet inner voice whispering that you're not good enough or not ready yet. But what if you didn't have to wait to feel ready? Here's the truth. You become the best not by waiting on ideal circumstances, but by showing up as if you already have what it takes. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius practiced reminding themselves daily to stay focused on what they could control and to respond with virtue regardless of what life threw at them. It's about embracing your inner power in the present, even if the road ahead feels unclear. So in this video, we're unpacking a mindset that can completely shift the way you tackle your goals, face challenges, and live your day-to-day life. This isn't about faking it. It's about stepping boldly into your potential. Stay with me, because you're going to learn why acting like you're the best isn't just a mindset tweak, but a gateway to everything you've been chasing. And if you find value here, a quick favor, hit the subscribe button. It's free, and it means the world to the channel. Let's begin. The moment you commit to your full potential is the moment your life begins to change. It's not about waiting for things to line up perfectly, not about hoping circumstances will shift in your favor. It's about choosing, internally, to show up as the best version of yourself every single day. This echoes the Stoic teachings, which emphasize that our true strength lies in how we choose to engage with life. As Epictetus once said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Choosing to be your best self starts with adopting that mindset. This isn't a call for perfection or superiority. It's about setting your own standard and committing to grow consistently. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most powerful rulers, constantly reminded himself to act with virtue, not to gain praise or attention, but because it was the honorable path. He saw each day as a fresh opportunity, not to beat others, but to surpass his own past self. Deciding to be your best doesn't mean you won't face setbacks or make mistakes. The Stoics were very clear. Life brings obstacles, but they also believed that those very obstacles are what build us. When you make the decision to be your best, you're choosing to meet adversity head-on and use it as fuel for becoming stronger and wiser. That's where transformation happens, not by waiting for ideal timing, but by choosing, in this exact moment, to act with purpose and assurance. From that decision, everything else flows. Your standards rise, your actions align with your ambitions, and you begin stepping into the person you've always known you could become. That's the real power of choosing to be the best. When I say act as if you're the best, I'm not talking about walking around like you're better than everyone else. That's not the point. This isn't about arrogance or superiority. It's about holding yourself to the highest standard possible and striving for excellence, not to impress others, but to grow into your full potential. So when I talk about acting like the best, I mean adopting the mindset of someone already operating at the highest level. Picture a top-tier athlete or a seasoned master of their craft. Their confidence isn't loud or showy. It's quiet, focused, and rooted in discipline, effort, and constant self-mastery. Think about Marcus Aurelius and the way he carried his leadership. He didn't see himself as flawless or above others. He viewed himself as a lifelong learner, dedicated to virtue and growth. That's the mindset we're aiming for. Acting as if you're the best doesn't mean pretending to be flawless or never stumbling. It means showing up with the deep belief that you can handle whatever comes your way. And that belief changes everything. When you believe in your capability, you act in alignment with that belief. You carry yourself differently, and people take notice. The Stoics would remind us that this confidence isn't something you get from others. It's something you cultivate within. It comes from living in alignment with your values and doing your best, day in and day out. Here's the crucial difference. Arrogance lifts you above others. Acting like the best lifts you toward your own highest potential. It's about pushing for excellence while staying grounded and humble, exactly as the Stoics would teach. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about making progress, always evolving, always becoming. Some of you might be wondering, but I'm not the best. I'm far from it. How can I carry myself like I am? That thought makes perfect sense. It's completely normal to feel like you're not on top. But here's the truth. You don't need to actually be the best in order to start acting like you are. That's the beauty of this mindset. It works even when you're not at the top of your game. To act as if you're the best doesn't mean you're faking or being unrealistic. It means you're shifting the way you think in order to tap into your full potential. And it all begins with how you choose to see yourself. This philosophy ties directly into Stoicism. The Stoics believed we have control over our minds and how we react to the challenges life throws at us. So even if you're not currently the best, you still have the power to walk with confidence, lead with discipline, and live with purpose. The same traits those at the top tend to embody. Once you begin acting as though you're already the best, something powerful begins to take root. You begin to believe it, and as that belief grows, you begin to transform into it. This isn't some kind of wishful thinking or fake positivity. It's a legitimate psychological shift that influences your behavior. The Stoics taught us that our beliefs drive our actions. When you behave as though you're capable and skilled, you actually become more so. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and one the Stoics deeply understood. Think about a job interview. If you go in nervous and full of self-doubt, convinced you're not qualified, your performance likely suffers. But if you walk in with the mindset that you're the best candidate for the role, carrying yourself with calm confidence, clearly communicating your strengths, and believing in your worth, that mindset shifts everything. Even if you don't land the job, that approach equips you for the next one. You've practiced confidence. You've built resilience, and that compounds. So the next time you tell yourself, I'm not the best, remember what the Stoics would say. That's not the point. What matters is that you act as though you are. Because when you do, you raise your own standards. You start behaving like the version of yourself you aspire to be. The aim isn't to be perfect. It's to consistently move towards excellence. The Stoics believed that growth is a lifelong journey. And that's exactly what this mindset promotes. Acting like you're the best doesn't mean you think you've reached the end. Quite the opposite. It means you're dedicating yourself to constant learning, disciplined action, and ongoing refinement. Seneca said it best, as long as you live, keep learning how to live. In other words, no matter how skilled or wise you become, there's always space for growth. The top performers in any field, whether they're elite athletes, sharp business minds, or thoughtful philosophers, never stop getting better. They stay students of their craft. When you act like you're the best, you're making that same commitment to mastery. You're saying, I'm going to carry myself like the best, and I'm willing to do the work to get there. And that mindset, it comes from humility, not ego. The Stoics placed tremendous value on humility. Marcus Aurelius, though one of the most powerful men in history, frequently reminded himself to stay grounded, to keep growing. He didn't view his position as a finish line. He saw it as a duty to keep evolving. When you adopt this approach, you're following in that tradition. You're striving to be better than you were yesterday. Because growth is never done. Acting as if you're the best also means you hold yourself to higher standards. It means taking full responsibility for developing yourself in every part of your life. In your relationships, it might look like asking, what would the best version of me do here? How would the best partner, best friend, or best parent act? It's not about pretending to be flawless. It's about consistently working to improve and showing up fully. When it comes to your health, acting like you're already in the best shape of your life changes your behavior. How would you nourish your body, move, or rest if you believed you were already capable of peak health? The Stoic path is rooted in discipline and in making mindful decisions that benefit your long-term well-being. And yes, when you first hear act as if you're the best, it might sound like you're faking it. And in a way, maybe you are. But here's the truth. What you consistently do becomes who you are. The Stoics knew this well. Seneca famously said, "We become what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit, which means the more often you practice a quality, whether it's confidence, self-discipline, or resilience, the more it becomes part of you. Let's simplify it. When you first begin to act like you're the best, it may feel awkward. You might think, who am I to carry myself with confidence? But the beauty of being human is this. We're incredibly adaptable. The Stoics believed that our minds and behaviors are shaped through repetition. If you continuously act with confidence, you eventually begin to feel confident. If you make disciplined choices repeatedly, you grow more disciplined. This isn't about forever faking it. It's about practicing until it becomes real. Think of it like lifting weights. At first, it feels difficult, even unnatural. But with practice, strength builds. Acting like the best works exactly the same way. Every time you step into that mindset, you reinforce it. Over time, it no longer feels like a performance. It feels like who you are. The Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus often told his students that we have the power to choose our responses to life. Through practicing virtue, we begin to become virtuous. Let's say you want more confidence in social settings. At first, you may feel out of place, like you're just putting on a mask. But with enough practice, standing tall, speaking clearly, genuinely connecting, eventually, it becomes authentic. And this doesn't just apply to social confidence. If you practice making smart health choices, you eventually become someone who lives that way naturally. If you keep managing your money wisely, you become someone who's financially stable over time. The Stoics believed you didn't need to wait for your circumstances to change. You could build the life you want through intentional daily action. Consistency is the key. It's not about doing it once and expecting immediate transformation. It's about showing up, day in and day out, and practicing the habits that align with who you want to become. And with time, what began as practice becomes your reality. You become your best self by acting like it every single day. As the Stoics taught us, your actions shape your character, and your character shapes your life. So keep practicing, because your reality is being built, one choice at a time. When we discuss acting as if you're the best, it's easy to assume it means ignoring your flaws or pretending they don't exist. But actually, it's quite the opposite. Acting like you're the best means having the courage to confront your weaknesses directly and turn them into opportunities for growth. The Stoics excelled at this. They taught that honest reflection and self-awareness are crucial for improvement. As Marcus Aurelius put it, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Understand this, and strength will follow. A key part of that power is recognizing where we fall short, not to feel ashamed, but to learn and develop. The top people in any field aren't those who think they're flawless. Rather, they're the ones who deeply understand their shortcomings, yet refuse to be defined by them. Instead, they use these flaws as fuel to keep advancing. The Stoics embraced challenges and discomfort as natural parts of life. Epictetus reminded us that the road to mastery demands facing obstacles with resilience. When we clearly see our weaknesses, we can tackle them with a mindset focused on progress. Consider it this way. If you ignore your weaknesses, they don't disappear. In fact, they tend to grow larger and become more disruptive over time. But if you acknowledge them and take active steps to improve, you grow stronger. The Stoics didn't view weakness as failure. Instead, they saw it as an opportunity to practice a right, that is, the pursuit of excellence. Facing your weaknesses gives you the chance to become better, more disciplined, and more capable. This journey requires humility. Acting like you're the best isn't about believing you're perfect. It's about committing to continuous growth. You can be confident in your strengths while remaining fully aware of where improvement is needed. Stoics, particularly Seneca, frequently wrote about learning from every experience, including failures. Seneca believed failures and setbacks often serve as our greatest teachers. They reveal areas for growth and push us to cultivate the skills or mindset we lack. The essential point is to view your weaknesses not as a source of shame, but as a natural element of your development. By confronting them honestly and with a will to improve, you take control of your growth. True strength lies here, in the ability to face what holds you back and actively work to overcome it. The Stoic way is to regard life's challenges, including your own shortcomings, as fuel to become a stronger, more resilient person. When you act as if you're the best, you're not pretending to be perfect. Instead, you demonstrate the strength to face your weaknesses, learn from them, and evolve into the person you aspire to be. This mindset will propel you forward, just as it did for the Stoics who embraced their flaws, learned from them, and continued progressing toward excellence. Acting as if you're the best is not merely about improving your own life. It's about raising the standard for those around you. The Stoics believed in sympathia, the idea that we are all connected and that our actions affect the whole. When you pursue excellence, you inspire others to do the same. Your confidence, discipline, and dedication to growth naturally lift those you interact with, whether in your family, friendships, or workplace. Reflect on how it feels to be near someone who carries themselves with clear purpose and calm confidence. Their energy is contagious. They don't need to say a word. Their presence and actions reveal what's possible. This is how you influence others, by leading through example. When you act as if you're the best, you become a source of inspiration for those struggling with self-doubt or uncertainty. You show them it's possible to overcome challenges by adopting the right mindset and focusing on what truly matters. The Stoics weren't preoccupied with competition in the way we often are today. Instead, they believed in helping others attain virtue and wisdom. By raising your standards and striving for excellence, you don't just elevate yourself. You create an environment where those around you are encouraged to rise alongside you. Acting as if you're the best means embodying qualities others respect and wish to emulate. Through this, you not only improve your own life, but contribute to the growth and success of those in your circle. This creates a ripple effect of positive change, just as the Stoics would have intended. Failure is universal, and the Stoics deeply understood this. They taught that failure isn't something to fear, but rather an inevitable aspect of life's journey. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the road to it. Acting as if you're the best doesn't mean believing you'll never fail. It means facing failure with resilience, knowing each setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. The Stoics emphasized focusing on what's within your control. While you can't always control outcomes, you can control how you respond to failure. Instead of viewing failure as defeat, see it as feedback, a lesson on what didn't work and how you can improve. Epictetus reminded his students to accept failure as part of life and use it to build character. Failure isn't a reason to quit, but a reason to continue with greater knowledge and experience. When you meet failure with a Stoic mindset, you stop avoiding it. Instead, you embrace it as an opportunity to practice perseverance and adaptability. The best people in any field, whether in business, sports, or philosophy, aren't those who never fail, but those who learn to bounce back stronger each time. As the Stoics taught, true strength arises from how we rise after we fall. So next time you fail, remember it's not the story's end. It's a vital step on your journey to greatness. Acting as if you're the best isn't a one-time act. it's a daily habit. The Stoics valued consistent and deliberate action. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, encouraged himself to meet each day with purpose and intention. He wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Showing up every day with a commitment to excellence is how you move closer to becoming your best self." The beauty of this mindset is you don't need to wait until you feel ready. The Stoics understood waiting for the perfect moment often leads to inaction. Instead, they urged starting where you are, with what you have. Perfection isn't required. Consistency is. By acting as if you're the best every day, you practice the qualities that will ultimately define you. Over time, what began as a conscious effort becomes ingrained in your character. Remember, this isn't arrogance or pretending to be something you're not. It's aligning your actions with your potential and striving for excellence. In work, relationships, and personal growth, acting as if you're the best helps you raise your standards and live intentionally. As the Stoics taught, we control our actions, and through them, we shape our lives. So adopt this mindset daily. Each morning, ask yourself, how would the best version of me approach this day? With that question guiding you, you'll steadily move toward the life you're capable of living, one step at a time. Thank you for being part of Stoic Sage Academy. If you want to continue your journey of growth and resilience, check out one of the suggested videos on your screen. Stay strong, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next one.